And we should be getting live right now.
Yeah.
Claudia, what a race that we just watched. Thank you to those who are tuning in. In a day where there is no post-race discussions, it's good to be able to kind of get on here and talk about quite possibly one of the most exciting races of the entire 22 season that we just watched. First of all, what's your initial reactions?
That was crazy. Yeah. I did not expect a mile and a half to be that entertaining. I mean, this new car, it's really cool. Yeah, with this the mile and a half. We're going to Nashville next month, and I'm so excited to see how that races.
Yeah.
After seeing several mile and a halves be so good this season, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, and it gives me hope for other tracks, too. I mean, I think Pocono is the one I've got circled on my radar because I'm like, how can this affect that kind of track? But for the time being, these mile and a halves that we've been seeing have just been really, really exciting.
Yeah, they have been.
So, first of all, we got 48 people watching. Appreciate you guys being here. We got Spencer in the chat. There's BJ Morgan, channel members. How y'all doing? See, Spencer Smith is in the chat. Hope you guys are doing good. What y'all think? Yeah, I'm a race car room in the chat says at this rate we may end up with 16 winners. There's a good possibility of that.
I would love to see that. I know the last couple seasons we've been close, but yeah, I was really excited to see another new winner this season.
So we get the annual Kurt Busch win. It wasn't looking like it would happen just literally last week even.
Yeah.
But here we are. Kurt Busch gets that win that he's been looking for and had to outduel literally the best in the sport. His brother Kyle Busch for a while and then Kyle Larson there at the end. Now, some people said on Twitter that they thought that Kurt Busch somehow did a dirty move on Kyle Larson. That had me scratching my head.
He didn't touch him. And even Kyle Larson said in the post-race interview, that he didn't touch him.
They were battling hard, and then they come up on some lap traffic. Now, last week, what we saw Joey Logano do,
ridiculous.
that was uncalled for. What we saw today with Kurt Busch and Kyle Larson was good, hard, clean racing to the point that, hey, Kurt Busch never touched him. He intimidated him, for lack of better words. He gave it all he had, and Kyle stretched it too far and got into the wall.
Yeah, that was great. I know towards the end we were talking about, a different matter than the race, and he was looking at his phone and saying, stop, look, stop. It doesn't matter. Look, watch the race. This is getting exciting.
It was an exciting finish, and, I think everyone... The stands were not that impressive there, but I think people are going to kind of regret not getting a ticket for this one.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was due to, just the typical thought of a mile and a half, meh, whatever. Or I did hear something about storms this morning. Maybe.
Yeah,
that had
there was some big storms. I mean, we saw Chase Elliott got into the grass and was stuck. First of all, the tire was just down, but it was wet.
Right, yeah.
Even saw the tow truck get stuck.
Yeah. So, I missed the first little bit of the race. I was doing some chores and whatnot. But yeah, so I didn't really start watching until the Eric Jones tire issue.
Well, no, you were watching a little before now.
Well, I guess, but I'm saying intently watching. It was just on. I was at my parents' house and I was kind of watching and chit chatting. But
let's go down that rabbit hole. The Eric Jones situation.
Yeah.
Chat, what did you guys think about the Eric Jones situation? Have you guys ever seen, this is what I guess this is a possibility of a one lug nut kind of system that, you're going to get a stripped bolt every now and again.
Yeah, and...
Litter had to cut that thing off.
Yeah.
He eventually got back on the track, but, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But, it goes to show, I think Dale Jr. said it best on Twitter today. He said that Kurt Busch can make a bad team great. Mm-hmm. And I think what he's saying is, and we saw examples of this, Bubba Wallace, love him or hate him, he had a great race going. An absolutely fast car. I think he honestly could have been up there contending with Kurt Busch at the end of this one. Mm-hmm. But his pit crew let him down again.
I know. Gosh.
Sometimes they get in their own way.
Yeah, for real though.
Mess up on that pit stop when... I was watching him. He was running people down. He passed Chase Elliott with ease. I know I saw him make like a 3-wide pass on, I think it was, well, I can't remember who it was at this point, but I saw him make a pretty clear and obvious 3-wide pass with no problem around two guys at some point. I mean, he he was running a good race. He
Yeah.
really was. So the entire Toyota lineup came to play this weekend. You obviously had Christopher Bell getting the pole award. You had Kyle Busch winning stage one. You had Kurt Busch winning stage two and in the race. Bubba Wallace with a lot of speed. Martin Truex Jr., even though he cut a left rear tire, which a lot of people did in this race and this weekend, even though he cut a tire down, and he still managed to rally
Yeah.
back up to a good finish.
He really rebounded.
We just saw a lot of good speed for one side of Toyota, and 2311 Racing. Yeah, they had a win last year, but this is the first win where that team truly put out the right car and went out and won this race legitimately. So you like to see that.
Yeah, with the Bubba Wallace one being a rain shortened one, I mean, maybe he would have won. I don't know. Like,
There's no way to know.
there's no way to know. So it's just kind of like at that time, it was the right position at the right time. But on a super speedway, he's good anyway, so he might would have won that. But it was just nice to see like one where they like finished it under green. So like it truly felt like they earned that. I mean, they might have would have earned the Bubba Wallace one. We don't know. But yeah, it was kind of cool to see one that was
Right.
ran to the end.
Yeah, Nick Higgins in the chat says, I'm still shaking. This was so good. And I agree with him right there. Hamlin Nation said Denny Hamlin passed like 80 cars. And he did, actually. He kept falling.
Yeah.
Like, they showed a graphic at one point. He went up, then he went down. Then he went up, then he went down. Then he went up, down, and then all the way back up until the end. He had to make a lot of passes today.
Yeah.
And hey, that's another thing. Another mile-and-a-half race where we saw a lot of competitive racing throughout the entire field. A lot of passes for position being made by everybody. Not just the ones we mentioned so far. We saw a lot of people in situations where they could make passes today. And not just on restarts either.
Yeah.
This is what I think us as NASCAR fans have been wanting for a long time, is to have this much energy after a mile-and-a-half race. To be able to sit down and talk live like this about how exciting of a NASCAR race we just watched.
It is. And you know what's a shame? Now, we were kind of unraveling like all this stuff. Oh, this was great, and whatever. And all this stuff. And they do the interviews at the front stretch. And then by the time they get to Victory Lane, the broadcast is cut off.
Yeah,
Like-
I tweeted this. Like, no offense to NHRA fans. NHRA is great, but it's pre-taped for a reason. Take 5 minutes and show us Victory Lane. I'm tired of preaching on this.
Like, the thought is that unless you're on Twitter or something that they're going to, or maybe on some other social media where they're going to post, like, a video of him getting out of the car. And, like, we didn't get to see any footage of him, like, celebrating with, like, his crew. Like,
And even then,
know?
like NASCAR themselves, they are so particular about how much can actually be shown from within on social media because they're trying to say it can get in the way of broadcasting rights. Well, if you're not going to show that on TV,
somebody.
you got to have
show it.
somebody there who can show that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Claudia. I don't know about the chat, but I'm a NASCAR fan first and foremost. I want to see it.
Yeah. That's where the shame is. Bless
Sorry,
you.
bless me.
They cut off the broadcast like before he even got to Victory Lane, so we don't even know what Victory Lane looked like. See the car pull it, like no, cut out before all that. So that was just a shame.
Like,
I know.
literally just ended the race.
Yeah, I know. Like I was telling you back when Chase Elliott won his first race, I remember just sitting there for a long time after the race was over and just soaking in the moment like, hey, my driver just won his first race. And they were interviewing Chase and they were interviewing Bill and then them together. And then this whole hoopla, like after the race was over, they were in Victory Lane and they had been to Victory Lane forever.
that post race coverage after Chase Elliott's first win went on for a long time. They went to NBC Sports Channel. They had things going on for hours on there. There was tons of stuff being done online afterwards.
Maybe I don't know if that's the difference between like Fox and NBC because it was an NBC type thing. I don't know. Once we switch over here in a few weeks, are we going to see something different?
How's it going to go?
I don't know if that was it might be just a broadcasting thing.
Well,
Maybe it's a Fox thing.
I think it's a broadcasting thing because NBC, they don't have NBC Sports Network no more. That went away.
Yeah.
So there's no place other than an online entity where you're going to get that kind of post race discussion anymore.
Yeah. I don't know.
And maybe this is something that we need to be doing more often. I don't know. Chat, let me know. Would you guys be interested in more like post race discussions like this? I know this is a different occurrence because it's such an exciting race we just watched. But is this the kind of stuff that people want to see more often? Let me know.
But yeah, I don't know if it was different because it was different broadcasting. But we'll switch over. Well, when's the last race that Fox has?
It's coming up here soon. That'd be Sonoma because
Nashville
it goes Sonoma. Then we get an off week,
and then
Nashville is NBC.
The first one. Okay. Well, we'll be at Nashville, so we won't really get to see that. And then we'll probably be at Road America too. So wow, it'll be a couple weeks till we can see.
Yes, we are going to be at a few of the races coming up this summer. Like she said, we'll be at a few of them.
Yeah, we'll be at Gateway. In a few weeks, Nashville, and then Road America. We're gonna try that again this year. Last year, our flights got messed up.
Yeah.
Southwest moved our flight to so late that the rental car. It was like after midnight we get there. The rental car places would be closed, and we're hours from the track. So it's like. Okay, maybe you were lucky to find an Uber to get you to a local. The logistic, it didn't make sense. So we decided not to go last year.
Yeah.
Just because Southwest kind of messed us up. So we're trying again this year.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, we appreciate that message chiming in with the membership status update. Been a member for 8 months now. Appreciate that. He says, yes, since we don't get post-race shows anymore, a live discussion like this is pretty nice to have. And I saw another guy, Spencer Smith, he said, love him, give us something until Eric Eastep's review comes out. And that's pretty, he's got a good point there. Eric does a great job of doing every race. Mm-hmm. He gets on, he kind of like me during the week, I'll film these videos I've been doing here lately. But he gets on and he films his entire, post-race reaction. So, hey, we're coming at y'all live, so you're getting us,
kind of raw emotion and
feelings. If we talk over each other, if we mess up on our words, we're live. This is raw, race reactions. But Eric does a great job of getting his, polished out thoughts to the T. And if you guys are subscribed to me and not him, I'm honestly surprised. So, but appreciate everyone who's checking out. We got 209 people watching. Appreciate that. Channel 11 News, KMC. Amarillo, he says that now on to Texas for the All-Star race. So,
yes.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying, we've had pretty good races on these mile and a halves.
Don't be hating on Texas.
Texas might come out of the bat and surprise us for an All-Star race. We got $1 million up for grabs next week.
Are they still doing like they did last year with that crazy gimmicky stuff about switching the field? Have we heard about that? I don't.
There is an All-Star race format, and it's kind of confusing. I think it's been out for a few weeks now. I'm still not all the way familiar with it myself. Yeah. I just hope that we don't get a was it Sammy Hagar? Is that who it was? I hope we don't get a Sammy Hagar concert right as we're taking the green flag. I mean. Still, to this day, not one of my favorite things that's happened before a NASCAR race.
Well, unfortunately, I'll have to work. It'll be at nighttime next Sunday, so I'll have to work. So you'll have to keep me updated about how that goes. But I will have to go back and watch it if it's as good as it might be.
Yes, indeed.
Let's see what people's thinking about this race.
Yeah, Andrew Hayes says, got to study those all-star rules. Yes, we do.
For real.
Noah Coleman, I can't drive. 55. Oh, that's cool. Hey, we got a guy from Brazil watching us. Demerval. I'm gonna mess up your name, buddy. I'm sorry. Demerval, Kai, guy. Demerval. Good to see you, man. Thanks for watching. And let's see. It's close to nighttime. Boa noite. Is that how you say good night in Portuguese? I think. That's what I studied in college. So I'm still a little rusty on it these days.
Rusty.
Tabular Bike says, great to be a Toyota fan. Andrew Wilson says, at DannyBTalks, NASCAR has an all-star race. Which drivers from the NASCAR Xfinity Series and Camping World Truck Series are competing in it? Hey, that's a good point, man. This is only a Cup Series event. Mm-hmm. It would be kind of cool, I think, to have your champions from those races possibly, have the option to race for someone. So, Ben Rhodes was a Ford driver. If, an RFK driver doesn't make it in the Open, maybe have the possibility of having another, or just lock him in, get another car or something.
Yeah, I guess you would because, say Chris Buescher did, because everybody, if you're not locked into the the main race.
You have to race in the All-Star Open.
But what I'm saying is, say, like, Chris Buescher doesn't make it into the main race, you can't just throw Ben Rhodes in Chris Buescher's seat.
I don't know. I think that'd be cool if they could partner up with a Cup Series team
you would have
to get the champions involved.
You would, I think, maybe have, like, I don't know if they could... somebody could get. I don't know, with how limited parts are. I don't know that they would just wait. Okay, with how this
maybe
scenario
it's something
works
for
this year.
future years.
Future once they have more inventory, because I'm like, I can't see them wanting to waste a car. But anyways, you would have to have that set out, and I don't think you could just bypass them to the main show.
Yeah,
like you're not even a Cup Series driver. You can't just skip a couple steps. Like I think have a chance to race in the Open, just like qualify them to maybe
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know how competitive they would be if they don't run in the Cup Series, like a truck driver who has like no Cup experience, like Ben Rhodes. Like,
yeah, that is true. It's an interesting thought there, but it's just you're not going to see him race an Xfinity car and a truck against them in the All-Star race.
No, but I don't think. Like, there's no point to have the other series because it's the All-Star, like, the best of the best.
Top level right there.
And so, like, imagine a truck series. It just wouldn't be that exciting. There wouldn't be much of a draw.
Heat Seeker says that Kurt's diecast from today will be the bestseller of 2022. Mark my words. I definitely think if they can get the licensing approved by the Air Jordan brand to make this, which I think that they can.
Especially because it's, like, Michael Jordan's car. It's not like it's a... different team.
Denny Hamlin has raced a truck with Air Jordan before, and I can't remember if they made that into a diecast or not.
But then again, it's a Denny Hamlin truck.
That is true, too. We'll have to wait and see. I would like to think that they can make it happen, but I brought up the idea of, for the ultimate sneakerhead out there, take this diecast, this race win diecast of Kurt Busch, pair it up with the set of sneakers that looks exactly like the car. That'd be a collection piece right there.
Yeah. Andrew says, "Am I the only one who doesn't really like Kurt's scheme?"
I mean, it's kind of plain on the sides, I guess.
So I mean, I'm not like this is awesome, but it's like
it's different, and when you see that, you know, okay, yeah, that's supposed to be one of their shoes right there.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool because it has the Jordan brand on it. I think that's why I try to like it, but the design on the side. I kind of said when he got out of the car, Kurt got out of the car, I said that his fire suit kind of looked like leopard print, like cheetah print. You know? But with the black and white, it looks more like that. With the gray and black, it didn't look like that so much on the car.
Yeah, Andrew Meyer says, unlike in 2020 fall, Kurt was able to run down and pass the leader. Yeah, that is true. We saw him literally, he was able to give it all he had. And at one point, I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but when it was like Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch all racing together. You had three guys all closely, and they were running their own unique line. They were saying what would work better, and eventually you'd see Kurt Busch kind of go up closer and closer to the top. He got around Kyle Busch, and he made it happen. He kept drafting. He kept doing side drafts, literally side drafting as close as he could at one point. Kind of got Kyle Larson into the wall because Kyle drove too hard there because he's trying to not get past.
Yeah.
And we saw legitimately good racing, and if it's refreshing in a day and age where we don't get to see that too much.
Yeah, it was just nice, like you said, clean. Like you didn't have to do something dirty or do something stupid to win.
Yeah.
Nobody was backing into any wins.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought for a second, like, the way this race is going, this would be one where Bowman somehow looks into it.
Okay, Bowman was not running, so he, what, but the thing is, with all of his other,
it felt like this is what he could steal, I bet.
Well, just because how it's going, it's like, seriously, this just, means, a Bowman should win, just because how stupid that race was being.
But he did get a top 10. Let's run down the finishing order here. I'm going to get it pulled up on my phone.
I want while you're doing that, I want to read something from Heat Racers that I thought was interesting.
Okay.
It says Kurt's last 4 wins are all on mile and a halves. Kentucky, Vegas, Old Atlanta, Kansas.
Yep.
Wow,
that's pretty crazy. And even though he had to outdo Kyle Larson at the end of it, he did have to beat Kyle Busch. He had to hold him off for a little bit. So it seems like every Kurt Busch win these last few years, he's had to beat his brother Kyle to do it.
Yeah. And I like how you always say it's the annual Kurt Busch win because
he's good for one a year.
Yeah.
He's good for one a year.
Well, with how this team, how 23XI's been doing, I don't know if today was more or less like a fluke. They randomly showed up nice, and then they'll be back to kind of getting unlucky the next couple weeks.
We'll
but
see what happened. I mean, like I said, it was really refreshing to just see them overall doing good. And I'm going to read down the top 10 here, and we'll kind of break it all down. And first of all, hey, Jan Galford, appreciate you becoming a member of the Danny B Superfans. Appreciate your support of the channel. Kurt Busch, obviously your winner. Kyle Larson coming in second. Kyle Busch third. Denny Hamlin, the boss man, comes in fourth. Christopher Bell finishes fifth after getting the pole award. Martin Truex Jr., again, I mentioned it earlier. He cut a tire down, had right at the end of the stage, or right? Yeah, it was end of stage number 2. He cut a tire down.
Yes.
And he had to, go to the back because of that. And he rallies to finish 6th place. That's good. It's a good comeback for him. Ross Chastain, again, continues a great season. 7th place here, exactly what you're looking for. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., another surprise day for him, finishes 8th place. Alex Bowman with a 9th place, and then Bubba Wallace does round out the top 10 in 10th place.
Well, what I saw earlier, I guess was not updated, had him in 13th. So 10th is even better. So, yeah, so all Toyotas finished top 10.
Yep.
Wow. Toyotas were on it today.
Walker King says that he thinks that Kurt is going to win another race this year. And we'll see. I mean, he very well could.
He could, yeah.
But just over the last few years, we ain't seen Kurt Busch have a 2-win season, I'm wanting to say since 2014 or 2015.
Oh, my goodness. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while. Andrew Meyer says that he voted for Daniel Suarez in the All-Star fan vote. He deserves it. I would say it's going to be close between Daniel Suarez, Tyler Reddick.
I was going to say Reddick.
And Eric Jones. I think those are 3 guys who will get it. And they may very well race their way in, too. So if one of them races their way in, even if they win the fan vote, that goes to the second-place person.
So, yeah.
So I really think it's going to be, those 3 guys having a good chance to make it into the All-Star race for the Open or slash fan vote. Okay, All About the Wave said it was 2015. That's when he had his last 2-win season.
Wow. So, and I started watching 2016, so I've never seen that.
Yeah, she's never seen Kurt Busch have more than a 1-win season.
What did he win in 2016?
The Daytona 500.
Oh.
Wait, no, that was
2017.
Hamlin. That was Hamlin. What did he win in 2016?
I was going to say, because I saw that. I didn't start.
What did he win in 2016?
Somebody in the chat answer.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't know. And
he was 2017 Daytona 500. 2016. Oh man, I am stumped. Chat, tell me what did Kurt Busch win in 2016? Please let me know. Jack79 said that I love the female fan point of view from this channel, and that's what it's nice to have, because although this channel is called DannyBTalks, it is a couple who is NASCAR fans, so we like to get that.
He doesn't let me on very often. I'm just kidding. I don't know enough to be able to talk that long. Like, I remember one time you let me on the podcast, and I was like, oh, shoot. I do not know as much as they do.
Hey, appreciate the $5 donation from Gordon the Big Engine. Good to see you, Mr. Gordon.
I recognize him from the podcast.
Yeah. He says, hello, Danny. Hello, Claudia. I just want to ask which company for you consistently makes the best paint schemes. For me, it's Valvoline. They do a good job. As far as consistently, every year having a good paint scheme, I would say...
Napa. I'm
unbiased for me, Anheuser-Busch, Busch beer.
Okay, no, I'm taking my bias aside. Busch, I do.
Busch beer, Budweiser, whatever they've been over the last few years, has always had a good paint scheme, in my opinion. Even when it's just a plain red car or plain black car, like we've seen before.
Yeah.
Like, those paint schemes are hard to beat with those.
I like, for example, like Kevin Harvick, like Busch Light, whatever. Like today was For the Farmer, was that what it was? That had the tractors and John Deere look to it?
Yes.
But then even when they run their blue scheme, I really loved when they ran the Apple one, the red one.
Yes.
What was that, at Michigan a while back?
Pocono in 2016. That's what B.J. Morgan said that Kurt Busch won in 2016.
Okay. But going back to the paint schemes,
yeah.
And then they have like the plaid look. It's just like, it's the same kind of sponsor, but they have so many different looks. Right,
there's so many looks that they can go for with
but
that.
So I probably will. I'll agree with you there. Sorry, I was like trying to think. I was like, sponsor I see consistently that looks good. I really liked Brad's King's Hawaiian car.
Yeah,
that looked good.
I think someone said that they thought Bubba Wallace should get the fan vote. Well, he's in it. He won Talladega.
Yeah.
So he's in it.
Because it's what, last year winners and then all the way, I guess, through today's winner.
Yeah, and Kurt Busch was already going to be in the All-Star race.
And then all your pole winners?
No, it's just winners from last year.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, that's the Clash.
You're thinking of what's on your shirt.
The Clash. No. Okay, so it's winner. Is it just winners? That's it?
It's just winners. It's always been just winners in the All-Star race.
Okay, so it's
or I think maybe the playoff field, maybe. I think if you're in a playoff field, you might be in the All-Star race. I can't remember at this point. It's changed so much over the last few seasons. It's just hard to know anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about this hot take from Andrew Wilson. It says PPG has the ugliest paint schemes. I don't know. I think that's always looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Noah Coleman says that Ross Chastain, Eric Almirola, Bubba Wallace, and Chase Briscoe were in the Open last year. They will all race in the All-Star race this year. And technically, Michael McDowell is still in the All-Star race because he won last year. So because it was, even though it was earlier last year.
I was like, oh wait, yeah.
So he is locked into the All-Star race as well. Really, there's not as many guys in the All-Star Open as there has been in years past because of how many winners we've had this season and last season.
So then that's kind of neat that it'll open, I guess, some slots for maybe somebody that had,
Another thing Kyle Gray says that past champions are also in the All-Star race.
Okay.
And so that's good to know there.
Good, Chase Elliott should be locked in.
Here's something to discuss here. StubbsCupSeries.com says that Brad going to RFK was the opposite of Harvick going to SHR in 2014. But you also got to consider the fact that, Brad took on the ownership role in that too.
Yeah.
Travis Ray Brandy said, Danny, are you going to put out a Bristol dirt vlog? Actually, this week I am going to be working on editing that some, Travis. Yeah, it's been hard to do. There's so much footage I've still got to go through.
I think because it takes so long, and then you're seeing these news stories, and that's just easier to edit because it's so quick, so fast, and so
some of these past few weeks it's just been time sensitive stuff. So we're gonna be continuing to work on that this week because I'm hoping it should be a lighter news week this week.
Yeah. Because we filmed a lot of behind the scenes stuff like we did at Atlanta.
Yeah. So if you guys watch the behind the scenes video from Atlanta, not the vlog, but the behind the scenes video that we did.
Yeah, where it was just the sights and sounds of NASCAR.
We'll have a similar video to that.
So yeah, it's going to be a lot. And I think it'll probably come out better because I found a different setting because we filmed a lot of stuff with our iPhones. Mm-hmm. We actually have this set up right here.
Yeah.
So I have this little stand, and then the phone just pops in right there.
And then the microphone hooks up to the phone, so it gets better audio on it.
So
that's how we film the behind the scenes stuff, and it's how we film the driver interviews you guys see whenever we are media at races.
So we filmed a lot, and I found a new setting to go on our phone or the camera quality because we've been filming a lot with our iPhone because we both have now iPhone 13s, and so. Honestly, it seems to be better. The camera quality is
great. Somewhere around here, I've got in here a Canon, point and shoot G7X Mark II camera, but I don't ever use this thing anymore.
I think because we couldn't figure out the settings on it, but the iPhone just seems so user friendly. You just turn it on, and anyways, the quality might be a little bit better for the Bristol one, and then. Being dirt, I think it's just gonna. Yeah,
the lighting was good.
Night race.
It's a cool atmosphere. I'm looking forward to putting that one out for you guys to check out.
I'm excited to see all the footage again. So
yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun weekend.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get a great shot of the Tyler Reddick Chase Briscoe incident there.
No,
we just weren't set up. We didn't expect it.
No, This is okay. We're painting the picture here. What happened? So, Tyler Reddick was leading. We're like, okay, great. This is going to be this driver's first win. I'm going to have an awesome shot. And so, I don't know where you were. I was filming, because they weren't doing live pit stops. Mm-hmm. Have bare minimum crew, crew chief, whatever, is on top of the haulers. So, I'm standing in I say infield, but the inside, whatever you want to call it. Had my phone pointed up at the, crew chief, I think Richard Childress was up there. I was going to capture this great moment on video. And then all of a sudden, I look up because I was, at the Jumbotron because I was going to see where's the race. So, what what just happened? No,
Yeah.
I was about to have this great shot.
And I was going to get a shot of, like, hopefully, like, Tyler Reddick coming out of turn 4, sideways coming to his first win. And all of a sudden, I'm like, he's on the bottom. What happened? Because I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah. That has happened now twice because we, at Atlanta, I thought Bubba was going to win. And we were right beside his pit box. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. We're going to get these great shots, blah, blah. And I'm like, dang. That even happened the day before with Ryan Sieg. Ryan Sieg was looking good at Atlanta. And then and I was like, man, always when I have these great shots in mind, the race don't turn out like that.
Darian's got his Twitter curse. But I guess us, if we're filming the people who are in contention, we got a filming curse going on here. But we currently have 184 people watching. 87 have liked the video. 88 have watched this video. Leave a like on the video if you guys are enjoying today's live stream. And let us know in the chat, what are your all's opinions still on this race today? I know we kind of got off subject just a little bit here, but let us know what you thought today. Anything more we should discuss from this race? We're only going to be on for a few more minutes. So, let's talk a little bit in the chat here, a little bit more about this race before we get off here for the evening. Here's $5 coming in from Eggy Boy. Appreciate that. Eggy Boy said, hey, y'all, do you think Reddick's luck will turn around soon? To add to that, which track? He has gone on a run of some bad luck after looking pretty good. And it seemed like it all started after Bristol.
Yeah.
I think he does have a few good opportunities to, turn his season around. Where that happens, though, I'm not sure. I mean, I honestly think he's probably going to win Homestead later this season.
I was thinking of that when you finished reading this question. But the thing is, Homestead is so late. Like, if he waits to then...
He might not be in the playoffs at that point.
No, and even if he was, like, would he make it to that round to make a difference,
Right.
Like, how Homestead was, what was it, last year? That it was in, like, March? Maybe different.
That's true.
The thing is, it's like, where could he... he's going to get a win soon. It's like, he's like...
It's just where it happens, though. I mean, he's ran Gateway in a truck series before, I know. Maybe Gateway's a decent track for him.
Could be.
Philip Richards, appreciate you being a member for 11 months. Appreciate the support of the channel. Philip says, can we please keep Jamie Mack in the booth? And you know what? When Jeff Gordon announced that he would be stepping away from it, I actually thought Jamie McMurray might be a good addition to the Fox broadcast booth. He finally got a chance to do it this week, and I actually thought he did pretty well. What did you think, Claudia?
Oh, I enjoyed it, yeah.
Jamie McMurray brings a good seriousness to him. He didn't win much in his career, but when he did win, they were huge wins. Daytona 500, two-time fall race winner at Charlotte, the Brickyard 400, the night race at Daytona. That's just a few of the wins that I can think of. The 2014 All-Star race winner. Mm-hmm. He might not have done too much in his career, but he did a lot while he was here. Yeah. And he brings in that level of that much, respect from the rest of his peers in the sport. Mm-hmm. He brings in legitimacy of how he presents himself when he's doing the broadcasting. I would be A-okay for Jamie McMurray full-time as, we've seen a good crop of talent. I think a lot of people enjoyed Tony Stewart, but Tony Stewart, why would we put Tony Stewart full-time in the booth when we just had Jeff Gordon step away from being full-time to focus more on his role of Hendrick Motorsports? Tony Stewart has a lot on his plate. He's got SRX. He's part of the ownership group of Eldora Speedway. He's got, an NHRA team. He's got a sprint car team. He's got his NASCAR program.
Yeah, that's...
Don't need to add that onto Tony Stewart's plate.
Yeah, for half the season, have a weekly obligation to, have to be at one spot.
Right. Douglas Master says, if you want a good broadcast, listen to the MRN radio broadcast along with the TV. And I've heard a lot of people do that. They just mute the TV and then they turn on, listen to, Dave Moody and everyone else from MRN call the races. And that's not a bad suggestion right there.
Larry Mack and Jamie Mack, kick Boyer out. I like how that way, like the names would go together. That's funny.
Travis Brandy says, Danny, you need to stay on Junior about running SRX. It'd be awesome. Stay on him. Maybe he will do it. Hopefully he's seeing it. I agree with you, man. It'd be nice to see Dale Jr. hop in an SRX race. McSub comes in with a £5 donation. Appreciate that. With another winner outside of top 16 in points. How antsy are Cindric and Hamlin now? 11 winners already, and some big names yet to win. That's not a bad suggestion there, McSub. I mean, it's getting kind of crazy. There's still a lot of good guys who could win.
Yeah, I think. I mean, even though Kevin Harvick has had a mess, like he
can't go 2 years in a row without a win.
Win. Reddick is very close to winning. Who else hasn't won that we think could win?
Almirola's had a few good races. He could possibly sneak out a win.
Like he did last year at New Hampshire. Did anybody see that coming? No.
I sure didn't. I mean, he might turn around and win New Hampshire again.
Yeah,
you just don't know. And at Atlanta and Daytona still, anything can happen there. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure, again, I think literally on the podcast last week, we kind of all counted out the 2311 cars, but they come to play this weekend. I mean, Bubba might still sneak out a win there.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate the comment there, Raw Gator. Good to see you. Says, what is goody, Danny B? Good to see you, Raw Gator. Doing pretty good. I finished 34th for my fishing tournament yesterday, so a few people heard me talk about that last week during the channel, so didn't do too bad. There was 119 people in that, so finished 34th during that. So it's good to get back into those and do pretty well. Speaking of doing pretty well, Walker King says Ricky Stenhouse Jr. might even get a win. Hey, he's had a lot of good runs on tracks that no one would suggest him to, would suspect him to do good at. Dover, he ran pretty well. He ran good here today. I mean, there's a lot that could be done with him. Christopher Bell is really turning it up. He'll get a win soon, says Philip Richards. And yes, he has turned his season around. He was well outside of the top 20. Mm-hmm. I think he might have even been close to the top 30.
Yeah.
And he's come to play. Got a little choked up there. Drink some water here. Jake Baskinger says Kurt is a dude. Alexander Wood says, right when I think he's going to read my message, he doesn't. Well, I just read you there, Alexander.
No, I think he said something back. He was asking what happened to the Preds.
Oh, I don't know what happened to Preds.
I don't know. We don't want to talk too much. And do you he said there was a couple extra questions in the message. And do you think Texas is a bad track? In my opinion, it's a very underrated track, and it doesn't get love that other tracks do.
The racing just hasn't been good there. And if the next gen can save it, then I'll be, happy.
Yeah.
Like it or not, it's good to have a Texas-based track because there is, a lot of people in Texas. So
yeah, and there's really not. Well, I guess besides Kansas,
outside of Coda,
and Coda, yeah, there's really not a
lot of tracks in the Midwest.
No, there's not.
Or is that the Midwest? So, the middle of America.
Is it Midwest? Isn't that like?
It's like Wisconsin area.
Yeah, which is funny. That's not where I would have I didn't realize that until Jarrett started talking and said Midwest.
Right. Yep.
Is that really Midwest? Gosh, I didn't know.
Here's a good point here. Travis Brandy says, praying the bad luck goes away for the 99. Daniel Suarez is looking for a win. Yeah. Every time he brings the same speed that Ross Chastain has, something seems to go wrong for him.
Yeah.
Kyle Martin says, Blaney and Truex are high enough in points and wouldn't push out anyone currently in the playoffs should they win.
Oh, I forgot Blaney had one.
Yeah, that's another one.
Wow. No, he definitely probably will win.
He'll get a win somewhere. I mean, he won Michigan last year. He could win that one.
Yeah, we ain't gone there yet. And it's still early. We're still in May,
Right.
You still have all the summer to have different winners and...
Raw Gator said something that I said earlier in the stream, said, we need the Race Win diecast and Jordan's collection available.
That's literally what you said, yeah.
Yep, that'd be good to see that. Brian Griffin, Family Guy fan, says, who wins their first Cup race, Suarez or Reddick?
Reddick.
At the rate we're going, yeah, Trackhouse is on a roll, but the luck is more on Reddick's side, even though it's not really there either. I'm going to say Tyler Reddick will get that first win first.
I don't think Suarez is bad.
He's not bad at all.
I actually had the race on at my parents' house, and that was the time when Suarez had he had a tire go down. Is that what happened with him?
Yes.
Yeah, and so I told my dad, I said, wow, he's had such bad luck this year. I said, but this team seems like such a good fit for him.
Uh-huh.
I think this is his best opportunity to win. I don't know. I guess this just feels like everything gels together. I mean, he was with Gibbs. He was with Stewart-Haas. He was with big teams.
Yeah.
So theoretically that's your best chance to win. But I feel like this just all gels together. Like, I just feel like he is in a good spot. Everybody works well together. He's just had bad luck. So I think it could come with Trackhouse. It's just gonna have luck on his side.
Mark Barnum says, Indy races at Iowa. Why not Cup? Why not anything in NASCAR? Nothing races there now, except for ARCA, I think.
Yeah.
But again, that's part of the area that Iowa's in. It's not a big enough metro area to draw in a big enough crowd, I don't think. Or at least that's how they see it right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that it's, it's not established enough. Like, Bristol's not really in a metro area. Neither is Martinsville. But they're established enough already for what they are.
Yeah.
Jan Galford, one of our members, says, I was happy that they didn't use PJ1, and it worked. Yes, it did put on a good race, and they didn't have to put any PJ1 on the track to make anything happen either.
Kind of like, almost like an artificial, what?
I'm just thinking about what you're saying.
Oh, you were just really like thinking. I was like, am I saying something wrong?
No, but what were you saying?
I say it's not like an artificial, like they tried to manipulate, like, to make it good racing. Like, it just was.
Yeah.
Iowa over Richmond. How do you feel about that?
The same track. I mean, they was literally designed. Iowa was designed after Richmond. So
I don't know that I've ever seen Iowa, so I can't give you my opinion on it.
It's basically just like Richmond. Like, it was literally designed. I think Rusty Wallace was a big part of it, and he loved Richmond, so he made it kind of just like Richmond.
What's it? Iowa Speedway? Is that what
Iowa Speedway. Spencer 5478 said, keep in mind that the morning rains washed away all that rubber that they had yesterday. That's a good point. That is a good point.
Oh, this is a decent sized track.
Anthony Jones asked, is Kurt Busch locked into the playoffs now? Yes, by winning, you are in. Although, theoretically, you could have more than 16 winners and then it gets complicated, but for right now, he is locked into the playoffs.
I mean, I would like to see that, but I also feel bad for that driver who does get booted out if there was more than 16.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, you thought when you won, yes, I'm in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then, that's why it matters how you do every week.
Groovy Goose says, what is the current status of NASCAR returning to Nashville Fairgrounds? I've been out of the loop there lately. As of right now, nothing new. They would need to still do a lot of changes, and those changes are not happening anytime here soon.
No. What I find interesting is now that the soccer stadium is open, they're having a lot of like parking issues. So I like that if the fairgrounds does be able to hold a cup race one day, that the soccer stadium is kind of figuring all the parking issues out or whatever, maybe. So by the time NASCAR would come, that wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
But I think what the issue is that they don't have enough land, so people are just parking wherever in front of people's houses, on people's private property. And
that's the biggest concerns right there.
So, really, that's not on the soccer team facility to figure out.
Yeah, that's not their responsibility to handle your parking. So
no, so maybe it's just more on the city to have better signage or direction or something. I don't know. But it's good that all this is getting ironed out early, so something can happen there later.
I like this idea here from Alexander Woods. He says, I think Bubba should run a Chicago Bulls / Air Jordan's car with MJ's font. If they ever have a race again in the Chicago area, whether it be Chicagoland Speedway or Chicago Street Course, I think that would be a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Brandy says, Danny, you got the best podcast room. I dig it. New setup kicks butt. Wanted to tell you. Appreciate that, Travis. There's still more work to be done.
We've done very little.
As you can see, still have to finish the paint. There's just a little bit of shiplap that needs to be finished up over here.
And then that's only halfway.
We've got another TV. A new TV to replace a smaller one with.
Yeah, another one. We're going to put two back there.
Yeah.
No, as you can tell, like behind me, there we go. Under the TV, it's like where I stopped painting. After work one day, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start painting. And then I was like, well, let me just do it like even with the TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I stopped. Honestly, I had intentions to do it yesterday while he was fishing, but I was helping my mom make some food for my brother's graduation party yesterday. So that did not happen. So yeah, so that will happen eventually.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many like house projects I'm trying to do at the time, and yeah, and then some nights I just want to come home and just chill. So it's getting done, but I really like how it's coming out. Like this blue, well, not the good blue. The other blue, it's like a light blue. We had like when we had bought the house. Well, I guess it came from my parents' house. My mom didn't like the color. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll do it in our house. And I never really loved it. I was
Yeah.
just like, it was okay. But I really like how this navy is turning out. So
Scott McNew said at DannyBTalks, this is my opinion, but I feel Nashville Super Speedway is a safety net in case the fairgrounds deal falls through. I agree with you.
no.
I think when it was announced that SMI was going to buy out Dover, I think that was really with a Nashville date in mind. I think that was the main reason that come through. Uh, Malik, I've seen you ask this a million times. I'm just going to get out of the way. He said, I think all three series should have the All-Star race. Do you agree? DannyBTalks, yes or no? No, I do not. I do not agree with that. I'd be fine with a scenario where you get your two champions from the Truck Series and Xfinity Series involved,
like
but
what
I
we
would
talked
not want
earlier.
I would not want an All-Star race for every series.
Well, I guess it could be the all star of that series, but I'm just like, I feel like all star is like the best of the best, you know.
Right.
So
You know, you're not going to see minor league players playing in the Major League Baseball All-Star game.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, that's true.
No offense to minor league players or no offense to the Xfinity Series or Truck Series. I'd just be more okay with a situation that saw a Truck Series and Xfinity Series champion involved with another Cup team. That's as far as I would go.
Yeah.
Groovy Goose says, never got a chance to say this, but cool setup. Very groovy. Appreciate that, Groovy
Cool.
Goose. Yeah, Tony Kicker Comp says, old Kurt got him one. Yep, he sure did. He went out there and got him one.
Yeah.
Spencer Smith said especially at Texas of all tracks, wouldn't want to see three series forced into an all-star
no,
race.
No. I like the. Okay. Do you like that how we had it like Bristol? Would you rotate them or would you keep it at Texas so that way Texas doesn't have two points race?
What's the lesser two evils there?
I don't know. I think I kind of liked when it was rotating because it was like, ooh, but then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think as of now, I think it works for Texas.
It works.
So that way they can still have like two dates, but it's like one of them's not like a true thing.
Yeah.
So we like how it is. I'll answer for you. You sounded too like.
Well, guys, we're getting ready to get off here. We've been on the air now for about 46 minutes here, but so let's try to end on one last good question. So let's see what the chat has to.
I was gonna say, or do you want to just round it out to the next hour? 11 minutes.
We can try. We can try to go to 7.
Let's do that. Let's.
Well, it's 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern Time if you're on the East Coast.
Yeah, we'll just do that because my phone says 6:49, so we'll just round out to the even 1 hour. So if anybody has any questions, comments.
Mike the Christian Gamer 85 says, love your videos, keep the good work going. Appreciate that, Mike. We are trying to do that, trying to get more content coming out for you guys pretty much every week, most days during the week, whenever it's possible. Nick Higgins says, still coming down from this win, and I really keep banging on about it, but I should get out to a race this season. Yes, you should, Nick. And I think I saw you ask earlier if it's worth going to the Bristol Night Race. Yes. It definitely is. Go to the Bristol Night Race. If you've never experienced that, you've got to go experience that once in your lifetime. This would be as good of a year as any to go check that out.
Well, and what I love about Bristol is there's so much to do outside the track. But I know that's kind of cliche because, like, a lot of tracks has a lot to do. But they have so many, like, souvenir tents that you can really stay busy for a long time.
Yeah.
That, just looking at stuff. If you're really into merchandise, I mean, you don't even have to, like, if you're not, like, a big collector, just, like, appreciate how much stuff they made. And, there's some die-cast and old collectible tents that, I mean, I probably won't buy, but it's just kind of neat to see.
It's good that there's that many options.
Yeah, there's that many options. And then it's like, whoa, they made, like, a NASCAR blah, blah, blah back then, because they... So it's like almost like a little museum to go back and look at stuff. But just the vibe is really cool. And then always watching a race at night is always really cool. So, yes, that night race is really cool.
Oh, well, it's interesting. Nick Higgins says that he says it's ironic because I'm from Bristol in the United Kingdom. Nick, maybe you know about this place here. I said I'm originally from a place called Harrogate, Tennessee. And I understand there is a Harrogate that is actually a bigger city in the United Kingdom. So if you've ever been there,
is that how you pronounce it in the UK?
It's spelled the same way.
Harrogate.
Yes.
So he's saying it funny. It's not. It's usually Harrogate. It's how you say it. But there's a city. west. I was trying to think of my directions. West of Knoxville called Farragut. So when he says Harrogate, people think Farragut. So.
And actually, fun fact, a long time ago in my career, I was a manager of a hotel, and I had this guest check in, and they had a British accent, and they said they were actually in the area because they'd always, being from the United Kingdom, they had wanted to go see like the area that was also shared the same name as some of the places they had been to. They came to Harrogate, Tennessee, and Middlesboro, Kentucky, which there is a Middlesboro in the United Kingdom.
He says in Yorkshire, LMAO.
Oh, okay.
What? Okay,
I think it's it's kind of like a state, but not a state.
Okay, I was gonna say I'm not familiar with that. Okay.
I think. Scott McNew says, DannyBTalks, have you guys thought of going to the Indy 500 in the future? I went last year and it was a blast. Gonna be back again this year and hope it's as fun as last year. Originally, I kind of wanted to go to the Indy 500, but it's just not gonna work out this year. However, me and her both, we're gonna try to go to the Music City Grand Prix, the IndyCar race in Nashville.
I mean, I know that's not the same level, but still, we've never been to an IndyCar race, so
yeah,
that I think will be neat to see. But Indy 500 is like, obviously like the Daytona 500, the biggest thing. I know you will for sure probably go one day.
Mm-hmm.
This year, it was supposed to be kind of like a guy's trip, but it just didn't work out with timing and stuff this year.
And then,
so yes, that is a cool race that would be neat to go to.
Malik asked, "Will you be at Indianapolis this year? Yes or no? No, not this year. Not for NASCAR or IndyCar. We will not be going to Indianapolis this year." And then, Appalachia Dogs 80 says you'll be going to the IndyCar race in Nashville. Yep. We'll be going there.
Yeah, my work did a lot of stuff with that last year, so it was kind of neat to be around that. So I know they do stuff like all weekend, but the main show is on Sunday, so we'll probably won't work Sunday and just be able to enjoy. I think it'll be neat.
Napa Racing Fan 927 asked, what can NASCAR do to spark up the All-Star race? It feels like every year it's on its last dying breath. Not sure, man. Not sure. Nick Higgins said the way Claudia said it was right, but the way you said Yorkshire was so wrong. It's pronounced Yorkshire. Oh, okay. Yorkshire.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. Hey, Nicholas Gray, one of our members. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good tonight. Let's see. Let's try to get one last good question here. We got 6 minutes left, and then we will end it here. Appalachian Dog 80 says, picked up any new NASCAR sheet metal? Nothing new.
I think we're kind of at because they're just so bulky. Like,
it's not enough room.
We can't collect as many as like we'd like. I think
some people go all out. Literally every square inch of their room has something NASCAR on it.
If I could, I think realistically we will only get, unless something was just really sentimental, like we have a piece from Jeremy Clement's car when Eric's Out of the Groove was on the sheet metal. Okay, that was like more of a sentimental piece more than I'm picking that driver. But if I think realistically we would probably only get one more, and I think that would be like a Chase Elliott piece. But one, they're hard to find, and two, they are very expensive if you find them. So no, the answer is no to that. Oh, where's the kitty? Nicholas Gray said. He's actually being good and look to your right. Oh, looking out the window.
He's sitting right here in his little kitty bed beside of me here.
Thank goodness. He was biting Dingle earlier.
Yeah, he's been a good boy. SF47 said, hey, Danny, how's the model railroad looking?
Oh, that'll take the rest of the time. I'm just kidding.
It's going pretty good. There's at least a full, it's not a loop anymore. It used to be just a little loop of track. Now it kind of like has a few turns in it. Mm-hmm. Some good movement in the train. There's a good CSX freight train that's sitting on it, and then there's another track that still needs a little bit more track to finish it off, and then there's a ton more scenery work that needs to be done on it. But it's coming along. I was telling Claudia, I said, last year my first thing was like making the initial loop, and then this year was expanding it. Next year's project will be kind of working on adding more scenery to it. So I appreciate the interest there in the model train there, SF47.
Question for you from Horizon says, Danny, are you going to Daytona for the cutoff race? Going for my first time and would love to meet you guys. Was at Talladega and didn't know you were, where'd it go? There, you were going until after I came home, so it was too late.
Yeah. See, we're thinking about it. We're just not entirely sure if we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, I
We
don't know
we would
because
like to. We just have to wait and see.
with the stuff at North Wilkesboro, I forgot returning. I thought we kind of pondered the idea of either like going to the cutoff race. The last couple of years that race has always been exciting, so I've thought I've wanted to go to that. But also, with North Wilkes, what?
Peter Strata said, "Of course, once I join, you're talking trains."
Oh, is he a train person?
He just knows. He just knows that I like him.
Oh, okay. But with the North Wilkesboro thing, I thought it would be something cool to go check out and check out Charlotte's stuff during the week.
Yeah. John Paul, hey, appreciate that $5 donation. He just says, hello, how are you doing, man? Hope you're having a good night. Keenan Costain said, hey, Danny, I like your videos, man. Keep up the great work. Enjoy the race today. Appreciate that, Keenan. I'm glad you enjoyed it. At Napa Racing Fan 927 said, at DannyBTalks, how did you feel about Bowman's show today? Solid. I think it's fair. It's another top 10, and that's what he needs. One thing, everyone criticized him last year is that, he got 4 wins, but where was the consistency? He's been plenty consistent here. A lot of top 10s, a lot of top 5 runs, and, a win. Nearly had another win at Circuit of the Americas. He's having a good season.
Yeah, and that's what he needed. Last year he had a lot of wins, but then if he wasn't winning, he was just doing horrible. I think it's almost like him and Byron reversed. Byron's either on or he's not.
Yeah.
And that's what Bowman was last year.
Oh, Peter said, I have a model railroad too. Love O scale.
Oh, that's big scale,
That's
isn't it?
big boys right there.
Yeah.
Hey, Peter, you have to send me some pictures of that, man. I didn't even really think I knew about that. Send me some O scale pictures.
Yeah, because it's... What am I thinking? Because they're HO, and then is it O after that? Or going smallest to biggest?
N scale, HO, O scale, and G scale. Those are the common sizes right there. There's a few other ones that's like S scale is like the 164 scale. There's a few other ones in there.
Okay.
Where was it at? Tom Todd 774 said, you go into Nashville Fairgrounds for any events, I will at least be there for SRX. If nothing as big is going on, I might try to go to like the All-American 400 later this year. But, there definitely will be a few races at Nashville Fairgrounds that you guys will see me going to.
Talking about races going to, was asked what tracks are you going to the rest of the year?
Let's see. We're going to go to Gateway. And we're just going to talk about NASCAR. We're not going to talk about other series.
Yeah, no, it's just easier.
We're going to go to Gateway. We're going to go to Nashville. We're going to go to Road America.
And then after there, it gets kind of like...
It's kind of wide open at that point.
Yeah. We need to go to something else because I don't want Road America to be the last one we go to all
I know a lot of people have been asking us if we're going to go back to Michigan. Chances are, a lot of these tracks, once we go to them, it's kind of a one-and-done situation unless they're really close.
Exactly. It's on our... One of, thing that at least my bucket list, probably yours too, is to make it to every track on the Cup circuit, which is kind of hard because they keep adding and subtracting tracks. So,
yeah, because we can't go to Kentucky Speedway now. So
and so it's kind of hard to get that. But we're at what,
we're
10 or 11?
We're at 11 if you count the Clash. We'll go to 12 of Gateway, 13 of Road America.
Wow. So, and I think it's around 25. 23. I forget how many they have now.
Yeah. Oh, Nick Higgins said Bristol Night Race. It's in the same state. Chances are we'll probably be at the Bristol Night Race.
Yes. The only thing is, I work a lot on Saturday nights being in the event industry, so it's hard for me to get to Saturday races, but I would love to go because we haven't been together
if we
since
can both go, we'd love to make that work. I will probably at least be at the Bristol Night Race.
Yeah, and hey, we might even camp there.
There's a possibility, yes.
I have family that lives pretty much walking distance, and they just bought a house. So sadly, their house is going to go for sale, and I kind of joked with my family. I said, "Can I buy the house?" But so we won't have as close of a place to stay. They'll still live in the area, but I think this might be a good opportunity for us to camp because now we've camped at Atlanta and Talladega, so I'd love to camp at Bristol and see that experience.
Well, we've reached the top of the hour here, so we're going to do one last question here, and I think we want to take it from Mr. Nate D. Asks, and this is a good one to end on with Kurt Busch getting the win today. Will Kurt Busch be a first ballot Hall of Famer when it's time for him? My answer is yes. He is a Cup Series champion. He's a Daytona 500 winner, and he's good for at least one win a year. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he had a dark history. He went down the rabbit hole where he was, fired from Penske, treated his crew members horrible. But his redemption story, he bettered himself. He come out a better man from all of that. Mm-hmm. And I would definitely say he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. What do you think, Claudia?
But I think it's funny you say that. Like, okay, forget the kind of the dark history, but just the accomplishments like champion, Daytona 500. It's funny because from this year's Hall of Fame, or I guess technically next year's class, however you want to phrase it, that you did not pick Matt Kenseth as a first ballot, and he has those same things, right? He's a champion. He's won the Daytona 500. And I'm like, but...
Yeah.
Well, it also depends on who you're going up against. Yes, you might qualify that, but you also thought that whoever you thought...
I was kind of biased. I wanted Ricky Rudd. So,
yeah.
And I like Ricky Rudd. He's probably more underrated in my opinion, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But real quick, we're about to go. But hey, Nick Higgins said, if I see you both at the Bristol night race, if he goes, I'll definitely say hi, especially so you can hear my British accent in all its glory.
Would love it.
Would love it, Mr. Higgins. So appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight for our 1 hour post-race discussion. Kurt Busch, his first win of 2311 Racing, and their first win that wasn't rain delayed. It's a big day for that team. Big day for Kurt Busch. Big day for Kurt Busch fans. Hey, real quick, we're about to get off. I see Eric E-Step in the chat, and she said,
yes!
She said she got you, Danny. And yeah, caught in 4K, Eric. He said, big Claudia fan over here. Yeah, I know, Eric. I know. I'm sorry, buddy. Looking back on it, yeah.
I love that he saw that.
Looking back, yeah, Matt Kenseth, it's definitely good to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I love that. That's hilarious.
I'm sure you're going to have a good time. Hey, Bologna Burger, also good to see you. I'm making you a moderator, Bologna Burger. Would like to have you in more streams in the future. If you guys are not subscribed to Mr. Bologna Burger, go check out his YouTube channel. He's doing some good work over there as well. But that is going to do it for us tonight. We appreciate everyone. We appreciate those who supported the channel through donations, through your membership signups, and through Super Chats tonight. Until next time, we'll be back with more NASCAR news as it comes this week. Trying to work on editing our Bristol behind-the-scenes video.
Very, very delayed.
And again, our next race is going to be Gateway, so tune in for more of that. If you are new here tonight, subscribe to the channel in case you missed that. And there's Eric Easton for some good old laughing emojis. And that's going to end it for us. Hey, until next time, have a great day. Bye, guys. Hey race fans, thanks for watching this video from DannyBTalks. If you're new to my channel, please be sure to hit subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss another video from my channel.